Good morning everyone. Today in this video we will fight against the advanced character of our world around us, as we always do in every video of this channel. And today we will have some general remarks. First remark I would like to discuss is 9th of May, which was on the calendar a few days ago. And this is for Russians, formerly for Soviets, and for all countries of Soviet bloc, Warsaw Pact, so-called the Day of Victory over Germany. Some people call it Nazi, and should be Nazi and Sozi Germany to reflect real name of their system, National Socialism. And this tradition is continued, so there was a parade in Moscow, some speeches by the main dignitaries, and somehow, in contrast to this, what many so-called experts in quotation and specialists in quotation in Russian affairs or geopolitical affairs, geopolitics became quite popular recently in the internet or in many intellectual and pseudo-intellectual discussion groups. In contrast to this, what many people officially familiar with Eastern European affairs said, the leader of Russia, current leader of Russia, didn't announce any new political moves, didn't declare any war to any other countries, didn't start nuclear total war with entire other blocks of countries which are officially against him and his country. Somehow it didn't happen, so Armageddon didn't come like pandemic Armageddon didn't come, climate Armageddon didn't come, geological Armageddon didn't come, this Armageddon didn't come either. So we should be careful what we are listening, and we should be careful what prophecies we are listening to. Because prophecies are only prophecies, this what's happening is happening. This is our first consideration. Second consideration will be connected with my previous video about the escape from neo-Marxist paradise. This time it was German paradise, but this situation is even more pronounced in Sweden, where we have even ghettos of many newcomers and their descendants who are not able to integrate with this Swedish society, and even army and police do not enter there. There are many dangers waiting in the streets for normal people, not only of Swedish origin, but normal people, especially the representatives of the beautiful gender, so I mean women, be frank, the level of safety in many Swedish cities is now comparable for women to level of safety in such places like now Beirut or some African countries that are in the crisis. This is the effect of blind immigration and social politics, and wiping all current problems under the carpet due to some ideological and economical reasons, because of course many people earn a lot of money on these immigrants and immigration and these social programs directed to them and so on a different level. There are officials, there are also companies that are organizing the aid, officially philanthropic in quotation aid to these people. Of course it's not so much philanthropic, because all resources for this aid is taken from the taxpayers' money, because governments do not have any other source of money, only our taxes. And so we see how another neo-Marxist paradise like Sweden is also falling apart. As far as I know, Swedish people, because they are brainwashed in this ideology for longer, so Swedish people who were about to left Sweden, they are left. Only some individuals of them are now living mainly to US and also to South America, but the population of Sweden is almost 8 times lower than Germany, so the scale is not so big as as it happens with respect to the emigration from Germany to South American conservative countries. And there is also factor that decreases this emigration from Sweden in comparison, even in relative numbers, as to the emigration from Germany, because the Swedish society is brainwashed for longer. So the ones who were about to leave Sweden, they already did it in 70s and 80s, and now they are quite old if they are still alive, and their children are American, Australian, or Southern American nation citizens. That's it. And the ones who left are doomed in this neo-Marxist paradise. Another issue is that some people claim also that this emigration now from the West, uncontrolled, like this uncontrolled from 2015, we were also fed with this nonsense, will enrich Europe. Of course, how it should enrich, I don't know, if these people do not want to work and do not want to contribute to the society, and will of course improve the demography. Yes, especially from 2015, when mainly young male came without women. So how these circumstances are about to help us in contributing to weak European demographies, I don't know. These are these disconnected ideas of people, and now we are going to the clue of this video, of these very rich people like Mr. Klaus, Mr. Billy Bill, who would like to now give some medicaments or things that are called medicaments to every person in the world, and Mr. Bezos, the owner of the greatest internet marketplace in the world, but not the greatest, the largest, I should say, and many others, or Mr. the magician of finances, but black wizard of finances, Mr. George S. Soros, and many others. Surprisingly, as I said, many of them are about or after 80, so they will not live in the great world they want to create for us. So it's also alarming and also symptomatic. Like, you know, now we have leaders who claim, some of them, that they are Catholics, but we see that they are asymptomatic Catholics when we look at the decisions they make in terms of social affairs. Like last 2 years we were fed by propaganda that some disease can be asymptomatic. I have never seen an asymptomatic disease. Or you have it or you don't have it. If you have it, you have symptoms. If you don't, you don't have symptoms. So now the clue of this video, that in my opinion I formulate such idea that recently, since end of 60s, great corporations, owners of the factories or international corporations, let's say, or the excavation companies like gold mining companies, like coal mining companies that their activity have global range, and so on and so on and so on, oil and so on. They purchased many activists on the leftist side of the political spectrum, promoted stupid ideas among them, like this all L, B, B, G, G, Q, whatever, plus, minus, bracket, and semicolon, and that's it. All of these ideas, also this multiculturalism and so on, just to promote these stupid ideas in society, to keep it busy, to keep it stupid and dumb, and to have many single people without families, and to recruit them to corporations that, for the time being, when they work for the corporations, they treat the corporation as a family and their habitat. Once they are no longer needed, they are easy to be kicked out, because no one will just simply help them, and no one will complain for them if they are kicked out, so they are not dangerous. So I see that there is a sort of alliance, sort of collaboration between leftist ideologies nowadays, especially in the Western world, and the owners of big money big corporations and so on, that we promote you, we who have money, you as activists, you promote your stupid ideas, you keep the societies dumb and prone to exploitation by our companies, and you don't touch us. You are not saying your bullshit about social justice in economic terms, like distribution of wealth to the poor, so you just betray your typical leftist ideas. You were always, since Communist Manifesto 1848, promoting, and it was dangerous for us. So you will just erase it from your program. You will replace it with some gender equalities, some cultural wars, war between women and men, or other crap. You will speak about 300 million types of genders and other complete disconnections. But so we will finance you, you will promote these ideas, but you will not come back to your old leftist ideas, which were stupid by the way anyway, but they were potentially dangerous for us owners of great money. So I see that in many countries in the world we have a sort of alliance like this. Like recently, big companies producing some medicaments or things we were told that they are medicaments. They were producing it, and surprisingly, leftist organizations were first in the front line to defend the ideas in these products and encourage people to take them. And the same with new source of so-called green energy, that these sources are not environmentally friendly, like solar batteries and so on. Leftist organizations, so-called greens, officially eco-friendly, are promoting these ideas, because big business is also promoting these ideas. So we see there are many correlations, and on the basis of these observations for the last 20-30 years, I formulated this conclusion that there is a sort of alliance between sort of leftist organizations that promote this woke nonsense and so on, and many fractions of big business. So that's why we have situation as we have. And also a lot of big business, as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, earn on this controlled and uncontrolled emigration and this philanthropic aid in quotation, for these newcomers, and this endless program of integrations there of them within the Western societies that are not aiming at integration but are aiming at keeping the problem of non-integration always alive and functional, just to earn money from it. What will happen? Of course, if it continues like this, great collapse. Why it happens like this? As I mentioned many times already, in these corporations there is a dissection between owner and the corporation itself. Owner doesn't care how to run a corporation. He has his shares and he is somewhere in Bahamas or in French Polynesia enjoying his life, being bored to death with the prosperity. But managers who are really ruling the corporations, they have terms 4 or 5 years or 3, and their only goal is to maximize the income for the company, the corporation. So they are doing together with leftist organizations to help them to maximize this profit for 2-3 years, to gain, to fill their pockets with as much money as possible, and also leave and escape. They don't care if it collapses after some years or not. This is what they did, only to have this perpetuum moneile, yeah, this making money machine going more and more, regardless of the consequences, just to grab their share after they finish their term. These managers also go away, and that's it. And this is the reason why we have this current world we live in like this, not organized like this, not organized in other way. All the best, bye. This was the movie about some of my general considerations about current and recent events. Take care, have a nice day.